Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning back in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Layla, the Lenormand reader, and I use the amazing Lenormand deck. So have a look at the links that I have for you so you can explore and master this amazing deck. Welcome to your weekly reading. We are doing a line of 7 today with my own deck, but this time it is the black deck. I finally got in them, and as you know, I travel a little, so sometimes I'm not in a location where I can receive cards and packages and things like that, but I've got them now, so I'm happy to be using it. So let's go ahead and start with you, Aries. Let's deal out your line of 7 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aries, here is your line of 7, and it has everything to do with your direction, with movement, with travel, with going places. And so it looks like it's going to be really busy in this sense. We have several cards that have to do with change and movement. The snake is not always about that, but it can be about that. The ship, the road, and the rider. And on top of that, we have the scythe. This is a key card in this line. It is between two travel cards, and it points to a clear change of direction. I also think it's possible that there's a cancellation or that you move away from something. Because we have the snake at the beginning, the snake can mean a few things, but in this context, it can mean turning away. And it works well with the scythe, which is between the ship and road. So it's very clear that there is a change of direction, there's a change of path. You are probably getting out of something as well. And I think it is a pretty sharp change, Aries. Now, on the other side of the road, we have the ring, which points to a relationship or a commitment. And then we have the rider and mouse. So what I feel is going on here, Aries, is that once you make this change or make the decision to make this change, other people might not be too happy about this. They can feel like they've been let down, or that you're not you're not living up to what you initially committed to. That is possible too. And the ring is not just about relationships, it's also about commitments and involvements. So I think you want to get out of something, either a relationship or a commitment, and that has a bit of a negative effect because of the mouse, especially since it's at the end of the line. I have to say though, Aries, that if you have to do this, well, you've got to do this. And also the mouse is not terribly dramatic. So if there are some issues, they're likely to be bumps and annoyances as opposed to a big drama. At the same time, the mouse encourages you to deal with things while they are small, as opposed to letting them grow out of control. So if you can manage the change, if you can manage people or your commitments as you move away from the situation, then do that. Also, Aries, the cards are flexible in terms of what context they apply in. So this could be something in your personal life, in your work life, in some other area of your life. But the dynamic is the same. You are getting out of something, or you want to change directions or approach, and it has a bit of a negative impact on those around you. I have to say that in terms of relationships, the cards can be a bit more dramatic because the scythe and ring is the classic combination of a divorce. So this can be a breakup with someone. It can be moving away from a relationship, whether it's love, romance, or something else. There can be a fallout here. And honestly, because of the weight of the cards, being so focused on this change, I really think it comes from you. But of course, it can be something that happens to you. So we can't really, specify the exact scenario. It's going to come down to your specific circumstances. One more thing I can add, Aries, is that maybe you make a change in order to engage in something else. So the ring and road, between the road and rider, can suggest a new engagement, a new commitment, a new path, or another one. And we see it after the change and the release. And so you could be making a transition from something to something else. If that's the case, the mouse after the rider suggests that there are bumps ahead and that maybe this new change is not smooth, not from the get-go, not right now, not within the week. So again, manage these bumps as well as you can. And I would say try to get into the details as much as you can and to focus on the issues while they are manageable before they get out of hand. So these are my suggestions for this week for you, Aries. It's probably a big change. I certainly look forward to your feedback about this, what this change was about and the impact it had and in what area it figured. So leave me a thought or two. Thank you for tuning in, Aries. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello Taurus, let's do your weekly reading. Let's deal out this line and see what is in store for you. Okay Taurus, here is your line of 7, and I have to say this is a really powerful line. We have the Scythe and Ring. This is a standout combination. It's a very powerful combination. It's the clear combination of divorce. It is as clear as it gets in Lenormand. And we see it next to the Fox, which can point to a person or a job or some other situation that you are maybe getting annoyed with and you're not feeling it anymore. Now, what also stands out to me is that this challenging, well, what is normally a challenging triplet is bracketed by 2 really bright cards. We have the Star and Clover on either side of this triplet, which tells us that this is the right thing to do, that this is maybe a blessing in disguise if you're finding it challenging, and it is also an encouraging message for you to make the change and to let go of what is not working for you. Earlier we have the Dog, and the Dog is a card of friends, colleagues, other people in your life who are generally supportive. And we see it next to the Star. So the way the Star works in this line, because of what's going on here, it can just be supportive of this change, but it could also represent you, or it represents someone else who supports you with this change. So you do have support, and I think you have invisible support, shall we say. And this is very much a clear message to release, let go, and make a change. Can be a big deal for a weekly reading. On the other side of the Clover, we have the Child, and the Child is a clear card of new beginnings. I would say this is the main reading of this card in this line. This is a separation, a let go, and then turning the page into something new. So these are really big cards, Taurus, for a weekly reading. The messages are sharp, are clear, and are very focused. And so this could be a big week for you. You let me know if it was a big week. The Ring usually represents relationships, but it could also point to commitments, involvements. And so it can represent a person, which in this case is a breakup or a fall through, or moving away from someone, whether it's love or not. But the Ring is also a card of commitments, involvements, and with the Fox, it can be involvement in a job, some kind of project that is that you're involved with, you're committed to, but it looks like you are getting out of this, and it looks like this is the right thing to do, and you'll be happy to turn the page. I think the Star and Clover, being so bright, it's probably not a blessing in disguise. It's probably more something that you want. And so when you release yourself from this situation, you can turn the page and feel a sense of relief and happiness. And hopefully that will be the case for you, Taurus. So a very powerful and clear reading. I certainly look forward to your thoughts about this. Let me know if it was such a sharp change as we see in the cards, or maybe it was more watered down or more muted for you, and let me know, if you're willing, what this separation was, whether it was releasing yourself from something or situation or a person. Very best of luck with this, Taurus. I certainly hope you experience the release and relief from this change. So I hope you resonate with these positive messages, and I hope you experience that sense of relief, Taurus. Let me know again. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Gemini, let's get into your weekly reading. Let's deal out this line and see what is in store for you. Okay, Gemini, here is your line of 7, and it's mostly neutral except for the beautiful flowers right in the middle. The flowers is a line of all-around success and happiness. It's a great card for creativity and happiness. It's also a card of celebration, and with people, it can be fun. It can be about flirting and, just having a good time with this person. The rest of the cards are pretty neutral though, so let's get into them. We have the Bird, Tree, and Tower on the earlier side, and these two cards are slower cards. They point to time and things unfolding over time. And because of the Bird, which is a card of communication, it's probable that you had been waiting to hear from someone. and maybe it was slow, you know, they were slow to communicate, or, you know, circumstances sort of slowed things down. But they are peaceful cards, and the tree is quite positive. So it doesn't seem to have affected you, or it's not a huge issue. And the thing about the flowers is that it's a card of renewal. It's a card of coming back. So it works well with this element of waiting and patience. So after this time, there's a renewal and you hear back from this person. It's also a great card for positive feedback. So all of this works well here. Now, in this side, we have the man with the book and bear. And the book can be a card of the unknown. It can be someone you do not know yet, but I doubt. I think because of the flowers and the earlier cards, the Tower, which is a card of the past often enough, I think it is someone whom you already know. So you were waiting to hear back, and you do hear back. But the book adds mystery. And so with the bear, there can be a big chapter or a big deal of a question that is still pending. And it's possible that this also involves a project or some kind of research that you do with this person. So the book can go in a couple of different ways. Again, they are an element of mystery, which can demand some courage and more patience, and possibly also working on this. Or it can represent something that is related to learning, research, other creative projects, and things like that. So I think the cards are nice either way, because this man is supportive. What you're working on seems to be significant, and it could be really good for your creativity and your projects. I think with the book, I would say, even if it can be about research, creativity, in these areas, Gemini, I would suggest that you still do some digging, and you still do some research, and you know, maybe also take your time with the big steps that you seem to be taking here with the bear. So these are some really nice cards. I can add additional interpretations here. A promotion is possible. The bear can be a boss. It could be this person, or it could be you, you know, with this element of growth and blooming that we see with the tree, tower, and bear. The tower and bear specifically have to do with authority. So with the book, maybe you are looking into, you know, what you can do to, you know, get a promotion or improve your status regardless of the context. In terms of personal relationships, I think the cards are also positive. They're exciting with the flowers in the middle. It sounds like maybe you were anxious about what was going to happen with this relationship, maybe over the long term as well, but it looks like there is contact again. And the book and bear can still add a bit of mystery. I mean, you could have some thoughts, or you could be wondering about how significant this relationship can be, how much of a commitment there's going to be, and things like that. And even if it's not a love relationship, I still think the same dynamics sort of apply. It's a positive connection, and there can be some interesting developments moving forward. So overall, Gemini, I think it's a nice, pleasant reading. It brings a nice person into the picture. It looks like there's contact and communication. And even if things are still in the works, I think there is clear progress here. So let me know what you make of these ideas, Gemini. Leave me your thoughts and comments. Let me know who this person was, what this flowers is, and also the book and bear. How did you resonate with these two cards? I'd be really interested to know. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck with this lovely week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Cancer, let's get into your weekly reading. Let's see this line and what it brings to you. Okay, Cancer, here is your line of 7, and it turns a little bit sour, unfortunately, towards the end of the line. I was dealing out the cards and I was looking at these peaceful messages here, especially through the moon in the middle and the heart, but then we see the mouse and clouds. This is definitely a change of heart, okay? This is very clear. The doubts come in. Both the mouse and clouds can suggest that, and I think that coming after the dog, moon, and heart, this is a relationship, you know, and a friendship, or, you know, whatever exactly. But with the mouse and clouds here, the doubts come in and there are challenges. I can also suggest that it's maybe not something between you and the other person. You know, the mouse and clouds can suggest problems that happen, maybe that interrupt this good time that you could be having here. So it doesn't have to be personal. It can be external issues that affect the connection, but most of the time it is sort of personal. So let's back up here. We have the lily and ship, and these can mean a few different things. These can be about work and career. okay, your projects, your ambitions, the goals that you're going after. And they can also represent travel, maybe long haul travel, or possibly related to family, older people, and these types in your life. Now the dog is a card of friends or colleagues or other partners, people in your life, either whom you work with or whom you connect with. And the moon is a gentle card. It's great for connection and for chemistry and attraction. It's also a card of offers and invitations. So I think that with the dog and heart, there can be some kind of invitation or an opportunity to get together. And I think you do that within the week. Now, like we said, the mouse and clouds turns things a little bit sour. So what exactly comes up between you and this person is going to be very specific to you. But in general, the mouse and clouds bring up doubts, trust issues, question marks, and a bit of tension, especially with the clouds. And so there can be some doubts that come up, and it's likely, Cancer, that what you thought was a promising connection or was going on well, there are issues that come up and that could cause you to rethink things. And I have to say, Cancer, that it can be advice for you to rethink things. So take your time with this, and the moon is also a slower card. It tends to span a month, but it has a slower, kinder energy. And have a thought about how you really feel about this person, this project, or the situation. And if you have doubts, be honest about that. Okay, so don't suppress your thoughts just to be nice or to go along and things like that. Be honest. And we're not seeing within the line, and I'm not saying that you have to do anything about this, but it's really just to be aware that this might not be a direction or a relationship or some kind of project here that is going to be ideal for you. Now, if you feel that you can't get out of this or you want to pursue it, that is totally up to you and totally fine, Cancer. But I would say with the mouse and clouds, it's going to be important to be aware of as much detail as you can, solve the issues as well as you can. And awareness is everything, because with awareness you have the key starting point to know what to do. So work through the issues, and also while they are small. So the mouse, this is one of the key messages of the mouse, and I find it always a helpful tip, is that the mouse tells you to deal with things while they are small and don't let them get out of hand. So let me know what you make of this, Cancer. Let me know who this person is, what this project is. Was it a trip to go see someone, projects you're doing with people, things like that, and how things turned a little bit challenging, or what doubts came up in your mind. Let me know in the comments. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and how you resonated with the cards. I also want to add before I close, Cancer, that take it easy. There's no need to dramatize or do anything like this. Like I said, awareness is everything, and the moon is a gentle, lovely card. So again, let me know how it worked out. Very best of luck with this, Cancer. Thank you as always for tuning in, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Leo. Let's do your weekly reading. Let's do this line and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Leo, these are some really nice cards. We have the whip earlier, but with this very powerful triplet right in the middle, and plus the key, actually, you easily overcome the challenges. And also, it's possible that you are able to overcome someone or something that had been difficult. We see these beautiful 4 successful cards, some of the brightest cards of the deck, all coming together. And even if we have the mouse, which is a little bit challenging at the end of the line, I really don't think that it overwhelms all of these so bright, so powerfully bright cards, because it's just it's not as strong as the whip, and even if there are issues that you still need to resolve, you definitely have the upper hand on this. These are 4 wish fulfillment cards coming together next to each other, so it's very clear that whatever issues show up here, and even here, you're going to be able to overcome them. So the fox and whip, I have to say, Leo, that this can be a trap that was played out. This can be a scam or something that had, compromised you in some way or another. So this could be difficult. This could be challenging for you. But again, with the flowers, star, sun, and key, I definitely see a recovery. I definitely see that you're going to overcome this. This can also point to a confrontation or a problem that you need to deal with. And I think you do really well. So if it has to do with putting someone in place or fixing an issue or recovering from a fall of sorts, you do this really, really well. So focus on the solution. And I would also say, Leo, have faith in yourself. The star is in the middle. It is the card of faith along with the cross. And, it's really very supportive of you, especially since it is surrounded by equally powerful cards. So really beautiful, beautiful cards. At the end here, we have the mouse, which is a card of usually losses, annoyances, little issues here and there. And even if they sort of remain, I think you definitely have the upper hand on this and you can deal with them as you go. And also, Leo, the message of the mouse is always to focus on things while they are small and not let them get out of hand, because you want to manage them before they grow. Okay, so that's a key message from the mouse. Now, these 4 cards, they are all generally positive. They don't usually tell us a specific area, like work, money, prosperity, things like that. They're just generally positive. But I can suggest that the key opens a door, and the star and sun create healing, and the flowers can be a sense of renewal. So we definitely see a strong recovery, a strong overcoming, and all-around success. Very, very beautiful cards. So yes, they are a little bit general. We don't really know what the issue was or what these issues are, but you've got the upper hand on this. I can also add, Leo, that the fox is sometimes associated with work, with jobs and employment usually. So whatever is your work situation, if this is the context where you feel the cards are figuring, there can be a difficult episode at work. It might even be something like a layoff or leaving, and so on. But again, there is a strong recovery, and you definitely have a push forward, and you probably are able to succeed and achieve your goals, maybe even on a big scale. So again, no matter what the challenges are, Leo, I encourage you to hang on to your faith and your strength, because you've got a lot of potent energies here that are going to help you overcome this. Let me know what you make of these cards. I'm really interested. I'd appreciate your thoughts and your feedback. Very best of luck with this, Leo. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Virgo, let's deal out your line of 7 and see what is in store for you. Okay, Virgo, here is your line of 7, and there is a clear dynamic in the cards. I think it comes mainly through the snake, mountain, and child, and this clearly points to a new beginning. The mountain in the middle can suggest an obstacle or a place abroad, but I have to say, Virgo, that the mountain and child together can represent a significant chapter that you're moving into, and maybe you're not aware of this yet. Now, earlier we have some interesting cards, especially because of the snake. We have the ship and sun, and this tells me that you have a great opportunity here. It can be about travel. We have the mountain, which can be a place abroad, and we have the garden, which is also a card of location. So this element of the place can be captured in your cards, and it can mean that you travel or you go somewhere, even if it's not, in a different city or even a different country. So the sun here is very bright. It's very beautiful. It's an all-around success card, and it brings a sense of happiness and I think wishes. So this is probably a project or a trip that you want to pursue. Now, what's interesting is this combination here. The snake and mountain is often a card of getting around an obstacle. So you see you can visualize what I'm seeing, right? The snake getting around an obstacle. It can also mean going around someone's back, just putting it out there. So maybe you need a roundabout approach to go somewhere. And I'm also thinking, Virgo, that maybe you're not telling anyone about this. Maybe you're going off on your own and you're pursuing something new. And you also don't share your plans. And I think the snake is also good advice to remain silent and secret, at least for some time. Now, after the child here, we've got the garden and rider, and this could be fun for meeting people, going places, going out, enjoying, all sorts of different activities. So these are really nice cards, Virgo, that tell you to take a break, don't tell anyone, just go off on your own, enjoy some good times, pursue whatever is this new project and explore it. These are great cards for exploring. And so whatever area you are looking into, you've got the encouragement here. If it's looking for a new job, if you're exploring new social circles, if you're going to a different place, a place you haven't been to, or maybe you've been to and you want to explore it, do that. So whatever the context, these are great cards for exploring, going somewhere, and probably also spending some time on your own, as you seem to turn the page into something pretty significant. So really exciting cards. I hope you resonate with them in this way, Virgo. Let me know in the comments. Very best of luck with this. Let me know again how it plays out. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Libra, let's do your line of 7 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Libra, here is an exciting line. We have the child right in the middle, and this points to a new beginning. It can point to children. In my experience, it's not the most common interpretation, but it is certainly possible. And we have some really beautiful cards here, mainly the Star and Sun, and these are two of the brightest cards of the deck. So we're looking at wish fulfillment. Another pair that stands out is the Tower and Bear, and these are cards of authority and empowerment and a sense of elevation. So it's possible that you are stepping into a sense of empowerment this week. You could be getting a promotion or experiencing improvements in any area. So very beautiful cards. Now earlier here we have the ring, and the ring is a card of relationships a lot of the time. And with the Tower and Star, this is a long-term fruitful relationship, and I think it really supports you in this new beginning. If this is about a one-on-one personal relationship, you could be moving into a new chapter in the relationship, and I feel it can be a deeper commitment. That is possible. The ring is also a card of commitments, involvements. And with the Tower and Star, it can be something related to your work. It tends to be more official, or professional with the Tower. So you could be, like I said earlier, maybe stepping up to a new position, or you could gain some improvements, and it sounds like your commitment and your work is all paying off. So really beautiful cards. The Bear and Sun is success on a big scale. So this can be really fulfilling for you, and the bird can point to good news. So I think this can be an announcement, or perhaps you sharing the news and definitely putting it out there. So this can be a big step for you. Maybe it demands courage and having confidence in yourself, but it's definitely in here, Libra, and you definitely want to embrace this new beginning, your sense of empowerment, and also the confidence in yourself. So some really good news. A wonderful new chapter, a sense of empowerment, and all sorts of improvements in your status or your well-being, whatever it is exactly, is definitely on the table. And the thing about your cards is that they don't really tell us in what area, if this is work-related, professional, or in a relationship, but the same dynamics apply. There is a new chapter that involves an improvement, and I would say a sizable improvement, and it feels really good, and it's part of what you want, and it's really fulfilling. Great for relationships, great for promotions, other improvements, and great for an overall sense of empowerment. All part of this new beginning and new page. So very nice cards. I certainly hope you resonate with them in this way, Libra. Let me know in the comments in what area this materialized. I look forward to your feedback. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck with this lovely set of cards and this week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Scorpio, let's get into your line of 7. Let's deal out these cards and see what the week holds for you. Okay, Scorpio, here are some really beautiful cards, and I'm seeing a lot of beautiful cards this week, I have to say. We have the lovely Sun in the middle. The Sun is one of the brightest cards of the deck. It's all around success, healing, wish fulfillment, everything, and it's right in the middle of your line. And we have the beautiful triplet here. We have the Heart, Key, and Anchor. I really think this points to achieving a goal, getting what you want, solving a problem, finding the solution, and landing in the right situation. So it's a really beautiful set of 4 cards here. And the other side, we have a somewhat challenging, it's not really challenging, a little bit tricky because of the fox and bird, but I also think, Scorpio, that these cards are more on the neutral side. I think this has to do with a certain environment, possibly a job, because we have the fox and house, and there is an announcement. You know, when I see the bird and house, I tend to see it as an announcement, and also with the sun, because the sun is like overarching and it's like, you know, big. So it tends to you know, broaden the horizon of the bird. So there can be a really good announcement here, and it can affect your work or your position in a certain place. But I also suspect, Scorpio, that the fox can bring up people who are envious. It's not the main card of envy. The snake is the main card of envy, but there's a lot of overlap between the fox and snake. And so it's not as toxic as the snake, but it can suggest people who are not so, you know, so hot on this good news, you know, so it can mean a bit of envy, or, you know, just maybe wanting this for themselves. But again, it can be neutral. It can point to your job, your position, your work, and I think there is a great sense of security here. Now, in another sense, the fox is great with discipline, and actually so is the house, and so is the anchor. So this is a good time as well, Scorpio, to keep doing what you're doing the right things, you know, following the process, you know, getting to work. So there's a lot of positive energies here, but it doesn't mean that you stop or you take a break. We're not seeing a break or a celebration just yet. This is more about continuing to do what you're doing, because it sounds like it's part of your success. Now, the cards are flexible in terms of the context. In terms of work, I think, like we said, you know, you have a good position here. There can be some tricky characters around you. But I think in general, it's pretty stable. In terms of relationships, you know, the relationship element also applies on the job. So the same dynamics apply. But in terms of personal relationships, I would say that you want to withhold trust a little bit and just be a bit more cautious, navigating certain people in this environment, whatever it is exactly. And to, you know, because of the bird, I'm not saying you need to be discreet about your successes or keep them under your hat if we got, as we would suggest if we got the snake. But we do have the fox, so it sort of balances it out a little bit, you know, so just sort of, you know, withhold some things. You know, the fox also warns about trusting too quickly. So just keep this in mind. But overall, we have a clear message of success and a sense of security, just maybe managing certain types as you embrace your success. So really, really good cards. I can also add that these cards suggest bringing people together and coordinating between them. The key is usually about that when it comes to teams and, you know, groups, which can be the case here with the bird, fox, and house. You could have debates, conversations, team meetings, or other sorts of meetings. And I think it's generally positive, but I do suspect, because of these two cards, that there can be some people who are not, you know, as excited as you are or as others. So just keep this in mind, and I think it's going to be fine to manage. So really exciting cards. I'm certainly interested to know from you, Scorpio, how they played out for you. Leave me a comment or two if you're willing to share. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Sagittarius, let's do your line of 7 and let's see what is in store for you. Okay, Sagittarius, here is your line of 7, and it's neutral for the most part, except the beautiful key at the end, which is really nice to see at the end. It is a card of success and opportunity. So it looks like this news brings this opportunity and enables you to unlock a door. We have the mouse, which is a little bit challenging, and the cross can also be a little bit challenging, but in general, the cards are neutral. Now, this is actually an exciting triplet. Along with the bear, because the cross and child points to a significant new beginning, and the lily being a card of the life path, you know, it's like a longer term card. you could be in for a new chapter, a new phase altogether. And the bear is a card of importance. It makes everything big and important. So this could be a significant new beginning. And so these first four cards are really, you know, they're quite big, you know, they're quite significant. So it's a lot maybe for a weekly reading. Now, the mouse can be challenging and it points to losses. And with the bear, it can be aggravated, again, because the bear makes everything big. And so this can point to issues, problems, and question marks. With the letter, it can be in relation to the things or the arrangement that you are figuring out that is connected with this new beginning. So it looks like there are things to iron out. And maybe with the bear, there could be a lot of things to iron out. But again, because of the beautiful key at the end of the line, it's pretty clear to me that you're able to resolve whatever are the issues, and I think you're going to get the green light. So you could get the go-ahead to make this new change, to step into this new beginning, and you know, embrace it. And this comes after the issues that we saw here. So again, a really reassuring message that you're able to iron out the issues and embrace this new beginning. Now, what this beginning is about, I think, is flexible. The lily and bear can suggest legal matters or official matters. It can also point to career. And with the bear, we could be looking at a promotion or some kind of step up. So these are all possible within the context of work or the more practical side of life. Even though we don't have the money card, the bear is sometimes associated with wealth. So you could be in a position to turn the page, maybe recover some losses, and get the go-ahead to embrace a fresh start with your finances. Also really good for that. Relationships are also positive. It sounds like a new relationship, but it can also be a new chapter within a relationship. The issues are sorted out and there's positive communication moving forward. And I think you're on the same page, and you know, it's empowering and it feels really good. So some really nice cards, I have to say, Sagittarius, some empowering cards. The issues, you know, get into the details, focus on them while they are manageable, and I'm pretty sure you'll be on the other side of this and on top of everything else. So let me know what this new beginning was about, Sagittarius. I'd be really interested to know. Let me know what the issues were that you were able to iron out, I hope. As always, I look forward to your comments. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Capricorn, let's do your line of 7 and see what is in store for you. Okay, Capricorn, here is your line of 7. And it's mostly neutral except for the key right in the middle. And these are some pretty empowering cards. We have the bear at the end, which is a card of strength, along with the lily and moon. And I think you could be shining here. There can be some positive growth and developments, especially thanks to the key and the absence of challenging cards. So this key brings solutions, and it looks like you're going to be on the right track. Earlier here, we have the house, ring, and road. So you could be moving or making changes with your home or with people. And also you could be coordinating certain things or bringing some aspects together. So it is a really nice combination of cards to bring things into focus and be on the right track. The ring is a card of relationships as well. So you could be going places with people, or you could be visiting someone, or you could have an opportunity to meet people. And it is also a card of commitments and involvement. So it sounds like you're on the right track and you want to keep doing what you are doing, Capricorn, because it's leading to results. Now, the lily is a card of career and the longer term kind of picture. With the moon, it is a gentle card of appreciation and honors. So I think you could get some really positive feedback, or you could get awards or rewards and things like that. And certainly with the bear, we could be seeing this, because the bear is a card of strength and empowerment. It can also represent managers or people in authority. So you could be getting appreciation from this person, from these people, or you could be the one growing into a more empowered position. It could be something like a promotion, other sorts of successes, other sorts of step-ups. Really nice cards for a positive evolution. I have to say that sometimes the Lily and Bear points to legal matters. Yes, they're not immediately adjacent, but the Moon can be a positive message in this regard. And certainly with the Key, you get answers, you get the green light, and there is an empowering step forward. So some really nice cards. And I would say across any context, Capricorn, you're on the right track. The positive changes are happening. You get the green light, and there is a positive step up, positive improvements, and all sorts of possible forms of empowerment. So really nice cards. In terms of work, like I said, I think it's more about a promotion. In terms of other areas of your life, there is progress and positive feedback and also support. You are on the right track across the board, so keep doing this. And in terms of personal relationships, I think there is also a really positive message here. The road is sometimes flighty when it comes to relationships because it doesn't like to be tied down, but because of the Key and then the Lily, Moon, and Bear, I think it brings the relationship in a strong situation, and this can be a deeper commitment. Same applies if it's not a love relationship. So lovely cards, Capricorn. Let me know what you make of them. Let me know what worked out and what is the right track you're on. And hopefully there was, this improvement. I look forward to your thoughts as always. Thank you for tuning in, Capricorn. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Aquarius, let's do your line of 7 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aquarius, here is your line of 7. It's looking a little bit tricky because it seems to me that a relationship is a bit difficult to manage. I'm not sure if you're going to stick with it, but you might need to negotiate it a little bit, or you might need to have a conversation to bring some things out into the surface. Now, the fish at the beginning, this is the card of money and business and work. So it seems to be focused on practical things in your life and not so much personal relationships. And the fox is also a card of work and employment. And so this area seems to be what's in focus. Now, the cross and ring, it can go in a couple of different ways. It can feel like this is a burdensome relationship, work relationship, or maybe you have a business commitment or something like that. And that could be weighing on you. It can also mean that it's an important one. But to be honest, I'm not tempted to see the cross as in a brighter way because of these cards. Now, the road in the middle is about changes and choices. And with the fox, moon, and bird, I think you could be wondering if this is a connection you want to keep working on, or you want to keep, because it seems to be giving you a bit of headaches. The fox and moon is often a combination that I take to mean turning something down. So if you have an opportunity or a proposal, or you're working with someone or something, you might want to not do this anymore. Again, the cross can feel a bit burdensome. And the bird can add anxiety and nervousness. It is a card of communication, but with the moon, fox, and cross earlier, and then the road with the fox, the road with the ring, and in this order, I'm not so inclined to think that it's just about conversations. I think it brings that element of anxiety and nervousness. And so you could be, getting worried about this relationship, or it starts to feel heavy, and you might want to get out of this commitment. Now, the bird is also, like I said, a card of conversation. So it might call for some discussion about, the expectations and how we move forward, and what your involvement needs to be. So I do think that having a conversation is going to be helpful. I want to encourage you to tone it down a little bit though, because the bird can be a bit over the top, it can be a bit chattery and gossipy, so try to keep the tone calm like the moon, and see what you make of this relationship. See if you're going to continue with it or not. But it sounds like the decision and the choices are happening this week, Aquarius, and I don't think you should postpone this. And the bird can clarify things. If it doesn't, I'm inclined to think that you're gonna maybe turn this away. In the very least, you might adjust it, let's say. Okay, so it can be a bit tricky. It's not dramatic, okay, but it's something in focus for you that you need to work on. Also, your priorities, spreading yourself too thin, what you're going to focus on, these are also part of the picture, so that you can lift off the burdens and the worry from your work life. It's most likely about your work life. Now, assuming this is about personal relationships, I think the same idea applies. The relationship is getting a bit heavy, or there are issues that are weighing it down, and it's not clear how you're moving forward with it. So maybe, again, a conversation can help clarify. Take it easy, and make it about you and assessing the situation. Have an easy conversation as much as possible. And based on this, Aquarius, decide how you move forward. Let me know what you make of this. Let me know what this issue was, whether it was a commitment, a person, or a personal relationship, what area this figured in for you and how you dealt with it. I look forward to your thoughts on this, Aquarius. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck with this week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Pisces, let's do your line of 7 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Pisces, here is your line of 7, and I have to say it has a very obvious and clear interpretation. It's amazing. Sometimes with Lenormand, you have 7 cards and they still make sense as though you're reading just a pair. You're traveling, or you're leaving, or you're moving. That is very clear. Now, of course, this is not going to happen for many of you, or even most Pisces out there, but the way the line unfolds is so clear. So we have the coffin, lily, and house. I have to say this is ending a lease, ending your time in a space, in a situation, in a home. And we have the dog in the middle, which points to a friend. And with the rider, you could be visiting a friend along with the ship, which is travel, and the key is exciting. So it's definitely a good sign to make this change and to travel. So it's very clear that this first interpretation, very obvious. You could be visiting a friend, leaving a place, visiting a friend, going somewhere. Very exciting. It doesn't have to be in a different country or a different city, but it sounds like there is a move since we have the coffin and lily and house. That is possible. Now, like I said, not all of you are going to be moving or traveling, but these are still really good cards. There is an ending of sorts. There is an end of a project. There is an ending of sorts. There is an end of a project, the end of a phase, and it seems to be connected with a certain space. This could be work related, or a social environment, or even a home, like we said. And the dog and house can be, especially with the rider, I take the rider and house to suggest a visitor, and with the dog it can be a friend. So you could be pursuing projects with other people or getting involved in new ways now, once this ending has closed. And then with the ship and key, these are great cards to engage your ambitions. The rider is also supportive of this, and it sounds like you are on the right track. So Pisces, this is definitely the right time to close something off, to move, to leave, to change, to end a project, and to pursue new objectives. The thing about the dog being in the middle is that this person or these people are central in your changes, and they are helpful, and they could also be part of what engages your ambition forward. So these are exciting cards. They are great for work, for customers, for friends, expansion, closing something off and pursuing new objectives. So very exciting cards. I would say take this message, Pisces, close things off, because what's ahead is really exciting, and this is the right time to do this. So you've got your sign, and I hope you are able to close things off in the way that you want and embrace opportunities that you want, and hopefully you are surrounded by wonderful people and have the support and have their support. Very nice cards, lovely cards. I can also add that these are great cards for buying and selling property, investments, and things like that. And the reason is because the key and house tend to represent real estate and real estate transactions. Yes, they are far from each other, relatively speaking, in this line. But there is an ending of, a lease, and there is an end of a space, and then We have the Rider, Ship, and Key, and these are great for sales and projects and pursuing things. And it also is a good sign for returns on investment. So these are really great cards across the board, and they're very exciting changes. And it sounds like this person can help you with these transactions or these changes or engaging with your ambitions and projects. Really nice cards across the board. Exciting changes ahead, Pisces. Let me know how it played out for you. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck with the week. And until next time, take very good care of yourself.